Super Rugby Week 2, the Super Round from Melbourne. I thought it was pretty good. Across the board, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Some upsets, which I think is what Super Rugby has maybe been lacking at times. Bit predictable. Round 1 was pretty much, every game went the way you thought it was going to go, more or less. Week 2. Much more, I think, interesting, but maybe that's what Super Round does, being in Melbourne, kind of a neutral venue for the vast majority of the games. We'll go through them. You guys can let us know your thoughts on the round. We'll start with the Friday games, the first of which was the Blues and the Highlanders. Cracking game, I thought, man. One of the more entertaining games of rugby I've seen in just bloody ages. Like, it's not that often you watch a game and genuinely get shocked to see what you're seeing, but Stephen Perofeta running the ball out of his own in-goal area, going halfway up the field, not long later ending up in a Blues try, was proper heart-in-the-mouth stuff. As a Blues fan, man, I just wanted him to kick it out. And his teammates did as well. Hoskins Tutu said after the game he thought he was going to kick it out, but nah. 37-29, the Blues get the job done. 3 tries to Satutu. He's got 5 in 2 games. Funaki gets 1 and Talea gets 1 for the Landers with the Rotumaitavuki Nipkins, Patchell, and Tavatava Nawai. Patchell looked great. Great offload, set up a good try. Fakatava also looked pretty sharp as well. But, yeah, man, Perofeta with that carry. Papali'i, 15 tackles from him. The next best Blues player had 8. He was absolutely leading from the front. The Landers' goal kicking continues to struggle a wee bit. But, yeah, man, I thought that was a cracking game. Really, really entertaining stuff. And the second one on the Friday was equally kind of entertaining, but just a bit different, in that the Force, in their game against the Rebels, looked to have it in the bag. The Force were leading 34 points to 19 and managed to concede 29 unanswered points. If I was a Force fan, I would be really, really, really frustrated with that result. I mean, tries to Tia, Horton, Burry, and Wells was looking pretty impressive. But then, man, the Rebels guys came back. 2 tries for Callaway, 2 for Gordon. Kemeny gets 1, and then Dalgunu gets 2 as well. The Rebels had 62% possession in the second half. I mean, Gordon's goal kicking is still a little bit scattergun, but I mean, he had 110 meters. So he's a really good attacking running player. Tizano had 21 tackles for the Force on a losing effort. But man, 16 turnovers conceded to 8. A big lead blown. And, I don't think the Force will be real happy with that. Tupou had a kind of highlight-worthy moment when he was being interviewed on the sideline, and they asked him how he was feeling because he looked to be blown pretty hard, and he said he was effed on live TV, which is, something a bit different, which you don't usually see. But those were the 2 Friday games. They did announce the attendance for that one, and it was just over 11,000. So, not too bad. I mean, not fantastic. And they haven't announced the attendance for the other 2 days. But I'm going to say it's probably over 10, but definitely less than 20,000 for both the other 2 days as well. The first of the Saturday games, Moana Pacifica, the Drew, Moana Pacifica went into this one as an underdog. So it's a bit of an upset, I think. And as was the other game. So both the Saturday games, I think, gave us a wee bit of a surprise. 39-36 after being up 15-8 at halftime. So really close game at halftime. And big scoring game in the second half. And a lot of cards. R1 got a red. Kepu got a yellow. Ravutamanda got a yellow. So there was a few cards in this game and a few tries scored during those cards. Mafaleo, Tafu, Inisi, Moli, and Pole get tries for Moana Pacifica. Thanakaivata got 2 for Moana Pacifica. For the Drua, one was a galloping try in open space. One was burrowing over from close range. Ravutamanda got 1. And then the late 2 tries from the Fijian and Drua made it interesting because it looked like they were dead and buried. But when it was 15v13 for a while, I mean, Momo got 1 on 72 minutes and then Ratuva got 1 on 74 minutes. So the comeback was on. The game was in the balance at the end of the game. But, the Moana Pacifica boys managed to hold on. So I feel like that's 2 weeks in a row that Moana Pacifica have looked better than expected. They were kind of largely expected to be whipping boys, I think. But they led one half against the Highlanders down in Dunedin last week and then managed to get a good win this week. So fingers crossed that can continue. 10 knock-ons by the Drua. to 3 by Moana Pacifica will be one area of concern for the Drua guys. You can't be coughing up the ball like that. Ravu Tamanda, along with this try, 3 clean breaks, 9 defenders beaten, 109 meters. He is pretty dangerous. Fine had 196 meters, 6 clean breaks, and 6 defenders beaten on the left wing for Moana Pacifica. So, yeah, proper entertaining free flow in rugby. And that one, Crusaders Waratahs is maybe the biggest talking point of the round. Like, I'll admit, the games that I was most looking forward to were Blues Highlanders and Chiefs Brumbies, because I figure these are all teams that are tipped to be challenging come the end of the season. Blues Highlanders lived up to the expectations. Chiefs Brumbies was a bit of a lopsided affair, but then the Waratahs come out and beat the Crusaders 37-24. That was not expected. There's been largely, well, a lot of talk about Darren Coleman potentially getting the sack from the Tars. Not if his team can play like that for a man. 37-24. Tries to Sinclair, Wilson, Riley, and Gordon. Gordon really led from the front at halfback for the Tars. Macca Springer got the Crusaders underway after like 2 minutes, and it looked like it was going to go according to the script of the Crusaders just kind of running away with the game. But no, man. I mean, Reese got a couple and Leo Willie got one. But, yeah, their line-out wasn't great. 14 from 18, so a few wobbles there. The Tars tackled at 90%, which is not that common in Super Rugby. Maybe Test Rugby it's more common, but 90% made 167 tackles. The Crusaders only made 110, and they were 84%. So they'll not be happy with that performance. I mean, Gordon had 2 clean breaks, 118 meters from him. Charlie Gamble tackled the house down with 21, so he beat Christie, who had 16. But Crusaders had a lot more ball. But, yeah, hell of a result for the Waratahs. And I feel like Super Rugby needs some upsets, man. Kind of gets dull if the same teams win every kind of predicted game. You need the odd upset. And, like, the last game was one that really went down to the wire as well. We could have had another Aussie win over a Kiwi one after extra time, but yeah, those were the Saturday games. Sunday games, Chiefs Brumbies, like I mentioned, I was a bit disengaged, not because of anything like, I mean, the Chiefs are bloody good. The Chiefs looked like the team to beat after 2 rounds. The Chiefs looked amazing. I mean, tries, goodness me, Nana Saturo, Rowe, D-Mac, Ioane, Ratime got 2. Corey Toole got 2. One of them was a proper bloody beautiful chip and regather. And as I said, there were some really nice tries in this game. The Chiefs blew a couple when the ball just seemed to drop out of their hands when they had set up everything but done the finishing part, but they still managed to win 46-12. This game was supposed to be a lot closer, but the Brumbies were just not at the races. They were way off the pace. Clean breaks 10-5. Defenders beaten 32-12. Turnovers conceded. Brumbies 19, Chiefs 11. So everything just dominant for the Chiefs. Tackling percentage for the Chiefs 92%, as I mentioned, is pretty classy at this level, whereas the Brumbies a lowly 80%. You're not going to win many games if you're dropping off that many tackles. Stevenson was incredible, 120 meters, a couple clean breaks, beats 4 defenders. Nana Saturo has a try and a couple of assists. Corey Toole 3 clean breaks and 7 defenders beaten in what was a pretty bad shift from the Brumbies. Bit of a damp one, but overall the round was great. But as I said, of all the games I was looking forward to, that one didn't really live up to the expectations. And the last one, Hurricanes Reds 38-33. A real game, man. Proper ding-dong battle. Was tied up for so much of the game. One team would score, other team would hit back, and it just kept going and going and going all the way until full time. And then they have to have extra time to separate the teams in which the Hurricanes can get it done. Ruben Love gets a couple. Naholo gets 1. Roygard gets 2. Tossi gets the winner at the death. Wilson, Nongor, McDermott, Fluke, and Fassler for the Reds. So real good game. Really encouraging side for the Reds. 2 weeks in, they look an improved team under Les Kiss, which is really pleasing to see, because they did look to be kind of stagnating a bit under old Brad for the last year or two, basically. Little bit of a marred result for the Hurricanes in that Geordie Barrett in his 100th game got red carded on 56 minutes. Just another one of those kind of high shots, a bit too upright. So the Hurricanes had to do it with a man down for a wee while, but they still managed to get it done. They had 40 defenders beaten to 17. They had to make more tackles as well, 191 to 159. McCright made 19 for the Reds, which is a great shift. Yosse, man, when he's in the loose forwards, he's dangerous. He had 117 meters for a loose forward. It's insane. Beat 3 defenders. Almore beat 6 defenders. So, yeah, Hurricanes didn't find it as easy as they did last week. They were given a proper battle. But, yeah, really, really pleased overall. Like I said, not blown away by the attendances. The attendances were fine, without being fantastic. When there's so many neutral fans in attendance, basically you have to really want to make your way to Melbourne. I get why they do the Super Round because it's before the AFL starts, it's before the NRL starts. They want to get Union some headlines in that part of the country, but yeah, I think it was all right. The game's, I think, definitely the key part, which is what it should be, but hopefully they can get a few more bums on seats going forward. The table at the moment, you've got 3 teams at the top, the Chiefs, the Hurricanes, and the Blues, all on 9 points. Those are the only 2 to 3 teams with a 2-0 record. Everyone else has had at least 1 loss. The Reds are in 4th, Highlanders, Brumbies, Rebels, and the Tars make out the top 8. So that's your playoff spots. Moana Pacifica at the moment just sitting outside the playoff spots in 9th. And then the Crusaders, winless from 2 rounds. They have 1 point from a losing bonus point from this week, or from last week. The Drua have 1 point as well with their losing bonus point in this game. And then the Force bringing up the rear. Pointless, scoreless, no points on the log thus far this season. For week 3, it's back to the more regular kind of home and away fixtures. 2 games on the Friday, Moana Pacifica Rebels from Waikato, I believe. Remember, Moana Pacifica are kind of a bit nomadic this year without one home ground to call their own. Then the Waratahs will host the Highlanders, which based on these results could be a really cracking one. Then 4 games on the Saturday. Drua host the Crusaders in the kind of early afternoon, so that's in Fiji. So both sides will be looking to improve. Remember, the Drua were a different side at home last year. They beat the Crusaders at home last year as well. Brumbies will play the Force. You'd assume that Brumbies are going to be big favourites for that one with the Force, as I said, having not picked up a point. Hurricanes Blues, somebody's going to lose their perfect record in that one. My old man reckons it's going to be the Hurricanes who are going to drop that one, but we'll see. And then the Reds against the Chiefs, which again, based on these results, maybe could be a real tasty one, especially seeing as it's in Queensland. But at the moment, after 2 rounds, like I mentioned, the Chiefs do look a cut above, but it's too early to say. But yeah, really good rugby on display. If you're not watching Super Rugby, I would say go check out the highlights. The games have been cracking. The entertainment value has been high. And I'm looking forward to round 3. You guys let us know your thoughts on the round. Best game of the round for you guys. Moana Pacifica drew with the craziness. The big upset with the Tars over the Crusaders. Or was it my Blues and Hoskins getting 3 tries? You guys let us know your thoughts, and talk to you guys again soon. See you later.